we create now, we see, like, let's say we want to throw out a garment. We're like, oh, I don't really wear this anymore. You could sell it, sure, and upcycle it, which is great. Or you can go even further and like do what we do to change the garment and make it into something new. To not even go and buy a new piece, but to repurpose what you already have, and then there's a novelty in it. So this was a pair of sweatpants that I've had for many years, and I never really liked the shape of them very much, so I cropped them originally, and then they were way too short, and then I just cut a hole in the crotch area here for my head, and then I used the pant legs as sleeves. What's really cool about this top, I don't know how I feel about the hole here yet, but is that the pockets end up creating a bustier-like effect once I sewed it in the center here. So this is where my waist would go naturally, but this is where it's upside down, so we go this way. But I'm going to put it on. So I don't like the hole, I want to have like a keyhole on the top. But I'm just going to sew it all the way, but you can just tell that it's like more, has a better use, you know? But it has like a bateau neckline and like a little bit of a sweetheart bustier effect. And it's nice and cozy and warm. But yeah, I'm going to sew this together. I don't like the way that looks. Love you. Italia only. Yeah, basically everything in my closet's been cut in some way, shape, or form. And I've been doing that since I was like probably 14. These are some of the pieces. Maybe they should be laid out better. But like these jeans, I basically have to hem all of my pants. And I was scared to do these because they were really expensive. But I really like how they turned out. I just like cut a section and then like put the bottoms. Them back on.
I see.
And then they like come frayed from underneath, which I think looks really cool.
That is really cool.
I didn't want these to be lined up, you know.
Mhm.
But yeah, I like these a lot. Lately, I've really been into making everything deep V. So like this was a sweater dress, and I just made it come really low. And I've been doing that with t-shirts and stuff too, because I really wasn't wearing like any of my t-shirts, and I like them, but I just needed them to be like, have more of a sex appeal, I guess. Long sleeve stuff, just like chop it off so you can, it's more versatile.
Oh wait, can you actually put that one on? Because that one's great, it's like a shrug almost.
And then I use like the bottom as like a tube top, basically.
Mhm.
In the summer.
Yeah, it's so great because it just, you have all these keyholes in your outfits.
And then like
everything peeks through.
Tank tops and stuff, it's really cool.
Yeah, wait, turn around. Yeah, and then you have the whole back out. Awesome.
Yeah. I mean,
the top you're wearing too is something
dress,
you made.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, this was like a whole satin dress that I got on clearance, and I didn't like the top. So I just cut it, and then this is a shirt that I had initially made with this skirt. It's over there somewhere. This skirt that I wear all the time now, but I did have these. It was like this. This like whole piece was a dress.
Mhm.
With the back cut out like how it is.
Mhm.
But then I just wanted it as a skirt, and then I still had this top, so I just like sewed it on two sides, like so it was off.
Oh, that's right. This is one whole dress now. So like you have your tummy coming out there, And then the other sides, oh, okay, so that's like sewn on. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
And your lovely little tattoo! You did this one. I had a sheet. Okay, that's this one, correct?
Yeah. I made a few things out of this. The first dress I tried to make out of the pillowcases
Yeah.
did not work out. This is like the dress that I made from the sheet.
This dress is amazing. It's somehow like you created a bias cut dress. Like we're gonna show it on, but it is literally, it doesn't look like anything from the hanger. And then you put it on and it fits your form like perfectly. Has a cutout back.
Well, and I like how the seam turned out because I used the actual sheet seam and it goes all the way down.
Mhm.
And then it just, yeah. I also like things not to match up on the bottom.
Mhm.
I don't like anything too perfect. And you can just like, this can go all over the shoulder.
And you can, I think it looks really great that way. Forward and then like pulling it over, yeah.
I just had the sheet and I was just like wrapping it around my body in different ways and then like holding it where I would want it to be cinched, you know? So there's just like a little bit of a...
So you used your body as like a model form and then you like took it off and then,
I don't
okay.
like measure.
I was just gonna say, like, because the way that it like drapes onto you is perfect, and I was like amazed.
Yeah.
I just always thought it'd be super hard to get it off your body once you had to.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it depends on what it is, because a sheet like this, like, and you have to put things on, take them off a lot, which can be kind of annoying, but, and then you're just sitting at the sewing machine, like, naked.
This is a top that I made. I hope you can see, it looks really weird on the hanger, but this was made out of a pair of jeans. I loved the fabric so much, but the pair of pants themselves, it was this atrocious, hideous trend. It was cropped bell bottoms, like high-waisted bell bottoms. They were awful. They didn't suit me. They made me look really bad. So I just could never justify wearing them. So, and they're expensive jeans too. They're frame. And I just couldn't get rid of them. So I decided to cut them up and make a Vivian style top out of it. Happens a lot with clothes. You like turn it upside down or change the direction of the garment to like zip it upside down. And then this is just a bunch back. And then the back is just like sewn open like this. And these are the pant legs, sewn together and then wrapped around. And it was a little too loose, so I just pinned them in places that I liked, and so that it was a little bit more, had a little bit more volume and body around my neck, so it didn't just fall flat. And then it just became this nice little ruffly collar. Now this is a great example that I want to talk about too, because when a trend that you like goes out of fashion, doesn't mean it stops being cool. So I remember, you know, whenever people were cutting up their socks and putting them over top of heels to mimic Balenciaga shoes, the sock boots. Now this is a little bit different simply because I cut the toe and the heel out. So you can still see a little bit of this fake patent leather here, which I like a lot more, honestly. But yeah, I cut out some thigh-high socks that I almost never wore, and then made them into thigh-high shoes. And these are just Zara fake patent leather boots with a nice little slant heel that I've always liked, and I can beat them up because I'm very harsh with my shoes and my clothes. And yeah, they're completely functional and wearable, and they look really cool with sweaters and any type of outfit, like a leather skirt or something like that. It's just a lot of nice textures, but goes to show too, if you have a lot of cheap clothes or cheap garments, accessories and stuff like that, if you're someone like me who's very harsh on your clothes and very harsh on your shoes, you can destroy them, remake them into something new, and then continue to wear them out because they can take it. Unlike actual designer clothes that are very fragile and made out of pure materials, you know, silks and leather and stuff like that, they can get ruined very easily, but it's kind of a perk of having, you know, using cheap clothes that you don't really know what to do with, is you can kind of ruin them and you don't feel so bad about it.
This is from the genius of Ray Kawakubo, and it's just a piece of fabric with 2 holes in it, kind of off center, and then you can wear it like so many different ways. The holes are big enough so you can put them over, wear it like this. Like, I've even thought about just like safety pinning it, you know, depending on what you're wearing underneath. You can go over twice, which I think is cool. Always like a lot of layering and versatile pieces just to wear many different ways. I mean, you could wrap this. It could be cool with some color too, or some white or something sheer underneath.
So this is a pair of lamb leather pants that I got at a thrift store many, many years ago. They were my favorite pair of pants. And I got really, really drunk and I fell in them. So they had, at the knee right here you can see, they have really, really bad scuffs on them, so I couldn't wear them as pants. And so I did not have the heart to throw away this fabric because it's so soft and comfortable. So I decided to create a garment, a bolero out of it. I just cut some holes, large holes here, which I'm gonna fix this to make this look a little bit nicer. But I cut these holes and I had this part toward my shoulders at first, and it looked terrible and I was very upset. And then I turned it around so that the larger flap was towards my collar, and it looked like a Rick Owens bolero. And so it was literally just like 2 pieces of the fabric, 2 sides of the fabric. And what's nice is that this doesn't really need to be adjusted or anything. Like, the natural color and the pigmentation comes out, and you really appreciate the color of the suede on the inside in comparison to the leather here. So I liked the cuts here, which is literally just a cut, and then I'm not going to sew this because the machine will literally break if I sew this, but I'm going to use glue to just glue this seam here that I cut so that I can wear it as a garment.
We don't know how to sew at all.
Very, very basic skill set.
Like, you don't really need that to make clothes, but you do need like a sense of creativity and problem solving when it comes to garments. Like, how can I make this work with as little effort as possible? Like, I think that's admirable when it comes to making clothes. You don't have to worry about being like on trend or whatever because you're unique and you've developed your own style.
I know, once you reach this, it's like,
how can you ever go back? We have such great heroes when it comes to fashion. But they, like Margiela, Hodakova, even the goat dancer, she's a model, but like,
she's just like,
on Instagram, the goat dancer, like, that is a girl you wanna you wanna look at if you wanna see how a garment can be worn in 5 different ways.
Yeah.
And like look like haute couture every single time. Like that's a great, she's a huge inspiration how she does her clothes. But the, you know, reusing or like just more creative ways of creating clothing, and also just integrity in clothing. Rick is a big proponent for that, you know, the way that he started his first collections and like showing how they were made and like the materials and the process and everything. Margiela, like clothing can be a much more philosophical, more beautiful thing. And it like, and in turn, you see that in the clothes. You see that in like how we wear our clothes. The use, I think, the function of our clothes too.
Yeah.
Fashion is just, it's a way of life.
Okay.
Okay?